Today is a very, very exciting day. One of those days. This time we will look at a Plum Quick motor, which is packaged in here, super heavy, as it points out. Let's get started with this video to upgrade my golf cart. We are actually upgrading the golf cart from a 36 volt golf cart to a 48 volt golf cart. And PlumQuick doesn't do that. We are doing that. So that means, there it is, our PlumQuick upgraded motor, 48 volt. So today's video will upgrade our EZGO TXT or PDS 36 volt. It's from 2000, what did I say? I think it was 2000 something, 2010 or so. I'm not sure if that's actually true anymore, but I did buy an used 48 volt TXT fleet, I believe, from 2013 or 14. This is an engine, a motor for one of the newer TXT versions, which is totally fine. And what I did with this, and that's what PlumQuick offers, you send in the used motor, it needs to be working, functional, and then they upgrade it. And I believe the standard price is around $3.99, so you have to pay shipping one time to them, which by the way cost me with USPS I believe $150-ish. And then they work on it, upgrade it, say they make it faster, and you can browse their website, link in the description below, there's a screenshot as well. But I upgrade it, paint it nicely, put some stickers on, send it back, included $3.99 I believe, including shipping, and that's what you get. And now we're ready to install it, almost. At this time we are upgrading from 36 to 48 volts. So what I did, I bought this used, not a PlumQuick update, used engine. I also did buy the controller, and there's a lot of stuff to do today. Controller itself over here. Got even a cover. Pretty nice, so we'll see if that fits. Plug and play, we'll see. Not sure yet. And I also got the solenoid and all the wires which were included, because the gentleman I bought this from, here's a solenoid with all the cables included, because the gentleman I bought this from in his TXT, he actually upgraded to a Navitas controller and engine, I believe, so that's why I have the full package. So I'll try to do a couple of step-by-steps, but I need to figure out things on the way, so I'll try to fill you in as much as I can. The first thing we need to do, get the golf cart up. Ideally, you want to get access to the rear where the engine sits. So I'll try to do it now, get the golf cart up, because at the moment it's not driving, man. Being without golf cart, it's hard. Oh, and also, don't forget, oh my goodness, you do need a new wiring harness. Very important, because when upgrading from 36 to 48, you need to have the right wiring harness and replace the old one. So there's a lot of steps to do. Oh, and also I got, what else did I get? I think I got, yeah, I got a new toe switch, I believe, as well. We'll see if that's the right one. And I got new lock, I believe, as well. So we'll see, because mine is a little worn, that's why. Okay, I get the golf cart ready, lifting it up, and then we'll see what needs to be done. Okay, so here we have golf cart. And the first thing I did, I didn't put it on any jack or anything. I only took off the seat, which is right here. It's pretty bright right now, I hope you can see that. Took off the seat, I took off the covers over here, there are 2 in total. And for me, I took off also my backrest here, what I had. So that means I have access right down here. That's important. Next, disconnecting and marking all of those wires. I replaced the big ones, but I marked them with tape, red tape, white tape, green and black, so I know exactly where what goes. And you can see this is my main issue with what I have. So I'll take this off now, and the next is that I will then have to disconnect the, just this one, speed sensor, which goes over here. And then I can, there's 3 bolts here, further down here and on the other side. You have to loosen them, and then you can pry it out, push it out in this direction. And it's very heavy, be careful when you do that. Then you can lift it out. Most likely I'll lift it in that direction to the seat, because that's where I have more leverage. That's what I'm doing now. And of course, don't forget to put it in tow mode. Alright, I did actually disconnect the battery and take it out. And what I did, I used zip ties. Just putting everything from positive together, everything from negative together, just to have that sorted out, because I will need to go through everything here. Pry it here, but it's still there. Disconnect everything here. Now I'll start with 1, 2, 3. and then I should be able to pry it out. I had it out already. You want to have grease handy to put the new one in later. I'll show you what I mean with that. And here I took off the cover from the old controller as well. So controller, and then we have here solenoid, all the wires. So I need to make space here to understand where which wire is coming from. And then I also want to put in new wires. In my case, there are sets available. Also what you need to do, I have this Genasun solar charger. I will need to take this out and replace it with a 48 volt as well. So what I'm doing next is disconnect the solar, because that still puts power in. Alright, with this one out. See the consistency, looks pretty okay. I'll clean that. This new one, I think that looks pretty nice if you ask me. Nice paint job for sure. Pretty. And oh, wait a second, there we go. PlumQuick dyno tested. Yeah, I mean, pretty cool. So looks almost the same. The only thing with the conversion I have to work with is a way shorter cable here, so I need to extend that. But everything else, I hope it will fit quite good. We'll figure that out now. So for here we have it out. I have to work on the cable management now, and then clean this a little bit. Use some new grease, very, very important. Right there, want to have that nice and shiny and greasy. And then everything else I need to now redo the wiring, and then I will redo this little friend as well. I have to figure out the wiring and make sure that this is correct. Alrighty, this thing is heavy. I was able to slip it over. Now you can turn it. Well, actually you can. Yeah, you can turn it. There we go. And you have to line it up here with those bolts, those three you took out, the bracket down here, and then that's already a big step ahead. Alrighty, so I have the new control in here, but I need to do more research. I think I have those connected correct. There's a diagram online. So there's a S1, S2, and you have to make sure that it fits F1, F2 here. I have not connected them yet. I have A1 and A2 connected. And I'm working on disconnecting all the solenoids, getting the new wiring harness in. But I need to do a little more research, so hopefully I'll get that done, and then I can show you hopefully a more clean installation. So I guess the most insane part we can see here is just wires. That is absolutely correct. And also just to show you what it might look like, but the wire harness, there's a picture which they include because all the wire harness might be different color coded, but this one specifically was very important for me. So all I can say, I had to make sure that I have the right wires up here because I had a new key switch that did change. I have also the buzzer back here. So this particular wire harness, you can see it is right there, the picture, and that helps you to identify which cables go where. Also, here you can see the wire harness. I had to crimp it over here for the speed sensor cable and the ITS. ITS is the pedal switch, which is right below here, so you can open the mat underneath it is. So I had to crimp those, put them together, take the old connector away. Same with the speed sensor here. And then everything goes back there. Put in new wires just to have them nice and neat, except for the speed sensor because I wanted to extend that. And at the end, we're here with there's also a picture how to wire up those 48 volt TXT controller, but pretty much that's it. Now I have to make it nice and neat, get the cable for the display in here, and get my solar back up to working. And I also installed, by the way, right there, the new charger. So let me bottom this up and then we'll do a test spin with this one. I did already. Trust me, I did already. Alrighty, let's go. I would say, since this is Again, one of those test videos. I'm gonna see how much actually this little friend is pulling. So let's see what it is pulling when opening when opening the app. So there we are. There we are. A little dusty here, but it does a pretty good job in accelerating. Especially giving those big tires, right? Okay, we're back in business. Nice, pretty refreshing. All right, I think we're pretty good. I have to wait until the dust is away, but pretty easy to install if you do just a swap. Then it's pretty easy. With PlumQuick, it's then super easy to just take it out, send it in, unless it sees anything else is an issue with that. For me, there was no issue at all, so I was happy to just do that. But everything else, I had to look up the wiring and stuff like that. That made it for me more complicated. In general, I would say it's super easy and simple. Leave comments, question below if you have any question about this upgrade. I think it's a great upgrade instead of paying, what is it? I think 800, 900 or even more, or 1,000, depending on what model you get. But I think it's a great little thing. Leave a like if you like that, and subscribe to the channel if you want to. Thank you.